Carson-Newman falls for the first time this season, a 77-68 loss to Anderson here at the Abney Athletic Center. Andrew Rogers with the head coach of the Lady Eagles, Mike Mincey. Coach, strong second quarter. You had a double-digit lead at halftime, but things unraveled a little bit in the second half. They outscored you 49-29. I think it was a 20-point margin after halftime. What was the difference between halves? Didn't play well in the first quarter. Thought maybe you picked it up in the second quarter, but things changed second half. What did you see?
Started with the very first offensive possession. Dusty and I are always trying to talk up when it's our ball coming out of the half, which direction we're going to go, what play we're going to go to. You remember what happened that play? I think we turned the ball over somehow. So don't even get a shot attempt, and that was then the second half was just the second half. So, you never want to lose. I'm upset to lose, but it's like I told JB, thank you for the loss. We've been exposed 2 games in a row now, trying to live up to something that we probably don't deserve, honestly. And so now we can get back to just playing good basketball, hopefully, as we go up to Wiles on Wednesday. But you can't have a stat sheet like what we had today. And credit Anderson. I mean, that's 9 threes, the most threes they've hit all year. They did a good job. They got hot in the third quarter. Same thing happened here last year. It was like, history repeats itself a little bit. But 2 of 16 from the three, when we're the number 1 3-point shooting team in the league, I think, right now, something like that. And then we just shoot horrible from the free throw line. So 12 of 22 from the free throw line is not going to cut it. And then first game we've had a negative assist turnover ratio. So hated how we handled the pressure. I had no idea we couldn't handle the pressure that way, so I told them that was my fault for not.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
23 turnovers. It was a season high. It felt like they came in the half court and in the full court pressure they applied in the second half. Self-inflicted turnovers, what they did defensively, how do you dissect those?
You got to give them credit. They brought it most of the game, and again, we've been taking care of the basketball fine, and I had no idea that we couldn't handle it. So, next time we'll have to have them a little bit more prepared. And how we're going to break the press and certainly break the half court. But again, it's not something we've struggled with. So, I'm glad we're getting exposed now that we can kind of get it corrected.
It's really the scoring run at the end. You tied the game in the early parts of the fourth quarter after they had a 6-point lead going to the fourth quarter. How were they able to close the game out? Scored 13 in the final 15. Or was it getting just your offensive execution, or what did they do maybe defensively?
Well, they played more poise. They played way more poise than we did. I mean, we came out of a timeout and tried to run a set and didn't run it right. And we just looked rattled. Again, we're trying to live up to a billing that maybe we shouldn't have. And, they had obviously adrenaline because they're going to knock off, a top 10, top 5 opponent. So losses can aid you in a lot of ways and they can hurt you in a lot of ways. But this one is going to aid us in a lot of ways. I'm relying on sometimes the starting 5 or the top 6, way too much. We got to get to the bench way better than I've been, certainly this game, because I relied on certain players to play probably too much. Obviously didn't work out in our favor today.
How do you hope a loss or suffering your first loss aids you as this season goes forward? You got another road game on Wednesday against UVA Wise.
Well, I knew as long as you stayed undefeated and you certainly stay ranked, it's going to get more challenging. It's going to get hard. And again, we did not perform well today. Second quarter was fine. Came out in the third quarter. Again, it's just how we've executed that first possession, and it kind of just led into just bad offensive execution, whether we were calling a play or not. Bad free throw shooting. I mean, there were 2 instances there late that I wanted to get a timeout, either off of a layup that I thought we were going to get, which we missed. Couldn't get a timeout. We went to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. I was like, on the second one, I'm going to get a timeout to kind of adjust something. Missed both of them. Can't get a timeout. So we don't deserve to win the basketball game. The better team won today. They deserve to win the game, so I'm sure they'll enjoy it.